All-Star, two-time NBA champion, and I'm going to say it, future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
Chris Bosh in the building. Thanks so much for doing the show with us.
Man, I'm glad to be here. I mean, just being in the presence of greatness is a special thing.
That's what we were thinking about you. Because we have 11 All-Star appearances and 2 championships combined. That's great.
Combinations, collaboration. Bro. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man.
Well, glad you're here on a big NBA news day. There's some big news between the Sixers and the Clippers. We all know the details of the trade now. What was your initial reaction when you heard this, Chris?
Interesting. I mean, you know what? Philly, they've been kind of just right there for a few months now. And, you know, they've been talking about making these trades to kind of improve the team. They want to improve their depth. And, I mean, they're going for it right now. So, you know, Elton Brand, the big man up there, he's making moves.
He's making moves.
Hopefully it'll work out for him.
He's been active.
Yeah, he got to sign him now.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with that team. And without Tobias, they've kind of underachieved based on their talent. When you have Joel Embiid playing at an all-NBA level, clearly Ben Simmons is an all-star, and you add Jimmy Butler, you thought they would have been better. But now you add Tobias, but the East is still stacked with teams that have chemistry, like Milwaukee, like Toronto, and Boston that has talent. So do you think with this move, they could possibly win the East?
I think they can compete. I think it's going to be on how quick they gel. You know how hard it is to come into a situation right before or after All-Star break and have that pressure of the second half season over your head. You know, I'm not sure that they'll be able to compete right away. We'll see. But, I mean, I think it's a good move long term for them. I think they'll be in a nice position to, you know, go to Jimmy and say, hey, him and Tobias, and get them in a room, and Embiid and Simmons and everybody, and say, this is our group. We can do something with this.
What it does for me, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, obviously the Sixers perform in the playoffs, but it's going to be a really interesting offseason for both of these teams. Because the Clippers this is clearly some sort of, we're going to open up some cap space, we're going to bring in some big free agents. And also for the Sixers, it's like, all right, well, Tobias is up, Jimmy Butler is up. Are you going to pay both of those players and keep this core? Like, how do you think this moves forward for the Sixers going into next season?
I think you have to sign them. I think when you make a trade like that, they've given up picks. Players, not so much, but when you give up first-round picks, you give up that depth and that future.
It's not for 30 games.
Yeah, you got to sign them right now. And I think that's probably going to be the mode and the conversations that they're going to have. So they should just be aggressive with that right off the bat.
The world knows that you play with LeBron James in Miami, and you guys formed the Heatles, and we're a veteran group, more like peers. Now LeBron James seems to be on a team with a bunch of veterans who are one-year deals and a bunch of young players that are on rookie deals. So what would your advice be to young players trying to perform playing with LeBron James?
Get in the gym. Get in the gym, my man, because at the end of the day, after all the talking, after everything that's going to go on in that universe, it's a special thing, right? You got LeBron, and you got the Lakers. So it's like a combined power thing, and they don't know what that means. The best thing you can do is get in the gym and work on your game and make sure you're performing when it's time to step in between those lines and you put that jersey on. You do that, everything will be good. If you don't, now you're the subject of trade conversation. The fans will be on you, and everybody will just remember how much you stunk when times got hard. So get in the gym and fall back to the basics.
And there's a certain pressure that comes with playing with LeBron James, and pressure that you and your Heat teammates handled very well, bringing home 2 championships. And they've got some banners up in those rafters, and they're adding another one very soon. They'll be retiring your number. What's that night going to be like? What's that honor feel like for you?
It's still surreal a little bit. I still carry on, you know, day to day. I'll never understand until I, you know, have it done. But my grandfather, his name was Jack Bosh. He was a big advocate for family. He had 5 children. He dropped out of the 3rd grade and worked his butt off. And he was a rich man when he passed away and left things to his children, left property in Dallas, all around Dallas to his kids. And, you know, and then he had my dad when he was in his mid-40s. You know, so that was kind of a miracle thing. Last son.
And hope for me.
You know what I'm saying? So there's hope. There's hope, my man. And, you know, just he was so big into the family. And, you know, just to put that, to have that name up there, that's what's most important for me. And my dad will be there. My kids will be there. It's going to be really special, and I think it's going to be something to, you know, propel me into the next chapter.
Modern day NBA, Danny Ainge formed the Big Three in Boston. We know about the Big Three you guys were able to form in Miami, and you accomplished so very much. And I'm big on statues and people being immortalized. Do you believe that you three players deserve that in Miami?
I've never thought about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I've never
we
thought
think about
that.
statues
That's
all the time.
All right, because current players, I think Vince should get one in Toronto. Russell will eventually get one in OKC.
Dirk will get one in Dallas.
Dirk
If
in Dallas.
he ever retires.
LeBron in Cleveland.
Yeah.
All deserving.
Yeah.
I feel Dwayne Wade is going to get one.
Oh, 100%.
So I feel like your jersey going up, LeBron's going to eventually go up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys deserve a statue of the Big Three.
You heard it here first.
You're not. See, I know you're not going to advocate for yourself, but we're here to do it for you.
No doubt.
The Big Three deserve a statue.
I've been thinking about it. I was like, I'll just build my own statue and put it in the hood. You know what I mean? That way the kids, you know, can see me like, yeah, you can build a statue.
No question.
Jump.
But you were actually a big part of my life about 10 years ago. Because right now, all these athletes have Instagram accounts, they're putting out videos, and they're doing little funny things.
Yeah.
But you were one of the pioneers of this. 10 years ago, for those who don't know, Chris Bosh had a banging YouTube channel with so many characters and so many jokes. And I would check this every single day to see what the latest update was. I mean, what made you do this? How did you find the time to do this? Like, this was hilarious. Like, I was like, this is my favorite athlete of all time during that period.
Well, this is what happens when you don't go to the playoffs. You know what I mean? You have a lot of free time. But you know what's funny? When I first did the whole thing happened with the whole used car salesman all-star video thing. I only did that because LeBron and KG were ahead of me by like 1 million votes. And I wanted to just make it closer because that was embarrassing to be in third place and be 1 million votes behind. So I just said, okay, what can I do to pump up the votes a little bit? So I did it, you know, put it on the internet. And then the next day it's on SportsCenter and
it's hilarious.
It's everywhere. And I mean, it blew my mind a little bit. So that was kind of the inspiration for all the other videos. And I went to a radio TV magnet school when I was in high school. A lot of people don't know that. Shout out to Lincoln High School, Humanities and Communications magnet.
Yes, indeed.
But that was kind of, it's always been there. You know, and me and my brother, we had been fooling around. I remember we had a tape thing, and we would just make radio shows. You know, and if we got a camera, we would film stuff. So it's always been something I've done.
And shout to Hottie too from Toronto because I started a YouTube page around that same time, and you just took it to another level.
A lot of free time.
Absolutely. But now that we have you on the show, and Jacoby is the capo of the minivan mafia. He has his lovely family hanging up on the wall with immortals. He has 2 twins. You have twins.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for Jacoby as it relates to getting out of the house?
I like to get out of the house.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing, man.
How are you going to get out of the house now that you don't have the 82-game schedule?
Shoot, you know what I do? I tell all my kids, you can still trick them. Look that way. They look that way and
You're gone. Where'd Dad go? I don't know. I don't know where Dad went, but he ain't going to be back for 2 hours.
Well, if you ever need to get away, you have a home here.
Right here.
24/7, 365.
Are you gonna make the move to the media?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, you know, that's always, you know, just been something that I've always wanted to do. You know, you look at, you know, not only it's about being a great player when you're a player, then it's about being a great person. You know, so it's about projecting a positive message and using platforms to do that. So I'm excited about it.
Well, you always have a home here. I have one very quick question. Jalen Rose one time came to the show with your wallet. You guys were at a restaurant.
You remember
and
that?
Jalen Rose showed up to the show with your wallet.
Yeah.
When you got the wallet back.
Yes.
We ran into each other at Boa.
When you got the wallet back, was there still cash in it?
No.
That's what I figured.
There wasn't any cash in it in the beginning. That's
what I
funny.
figured.
You know, people ask me for money. I tell them I don't have any money. They think I'm joking. I don't have any money. There's no cash in my. You know, I can't tip. I can't do nothing.
I would have taken a credit card for sure. For sure. Thanks so much for coming through.
Appreciate
You're always welcome to come on.
Thanks a lot, man.
Congratulations on the jersey retirement.
Appreciate that.
When we come back, we have more on Jalen Jacoby.